good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. And today, we are back with another discussion video. This time around, I want to talk about Our Last Night because I wanted to make a whole just video on this alone. Because I mentioned this project that Our Last Night was doing in a previous video. I don't remember which one it was, but point is, I want to talk about Our Last Night's storytelling. I'm not going to do a full review of their new album. I'm going to save that for another time, probably like in December, usually when we do album of the year reviews. But I really wanted to talk about the storytelling of their newest project because their past albums, I would say, have not had a level of storytelling like this. Like, let me just pull up Spotify real quick because just this, I feel like, is the most original, without reviewing the album, it's the most original project I've seen a band do. Like, I've never seen a band try and attempt this. Basically, what Our Last Night have done is they've made an album that is essentially a TV show. Like, it's the first season of a TV show. And I think that's wild to do. It's a new concept. Like, it's fresh. It's new. It's something different in the music industry because they're an independent band. And, I mean, they've been doing covers ever since I don't remember when I found them. I think it was like 2014, 2015, around there, is when I discovered this band. And, man, just seeing how far they've come as a band, it's crazy. Because I don't think they've had a level of storytelling like this. They've had, like, moments in their albums where it's like, I want to say, like, Let Light Overcome the Darkness is probably the closest they've gotten to, like, storytelling. There's, like, I'm trying to I'm looking at the albums because they basically did, like, 2 EPs and then combined it into an album. Like, I would say, like, most of their, like, looking back at their older stuff, in terms of, like, I'm just looking through their albums, because, like, Younger Dreams, I think, is the only album that I think is copyright free on their end, because everything else is, they don't own it, or it's held back by a label, which is unfortunate. But at some point they said, like, they were trying to make it so every single album was theirs, like they own the albums. But I'm imagining that's going to be hard to do, but who knows? But yeah, like, I've heard all of their originals. Because looking at Younger Dreams, it's like, that's their album 2015. Like, I look at these albums and they don't really have, like, huge storytelling elements. Like, there's not, I mean, I probably would have to go look back at the music videos. But, like, I don't know, looking back at their other albums, besides, I think Lost, Let Light Overcome the Darkness, they've got a lot of good songs, but a storytelling element like Left Alone it's not there. Like, even like, wow, was this even an album? I swear to God this was longer. Empire's Fall is 7 songs. I swear to God that was longer. Am I crazy? Didn't they drop? Oh, they dropped the deluxe, but, like, man, I thought that album was longer. I'm crazy. Even Empire's Fall had a storytelling element, but, like, it was like certain songs talked about, like, how they've been independent, they've been doing this on their own. And I'm pretty sure that was, like, the main point of this album, was talking about that, because No Help, Valley of Vision, Uninstall, Empire's Fall, like, those songs talked about that. But more so going into, like, this album, and that's what we're going to talk about, is the storytelling of this album. Because, again, it's like a TV show, but it's an album. So let's just swap over to this. I will say, like, talking about the songs, I'll probably give out my favorites here just for the sake of talking about the storytelling, but like I think like obviously I don't like every song on this album. All of them are good, but I think my personal favorites are like Version of Me, Better Than You, Fences, Tidal Wave, and Left Alone. And is that 5? That's 5. Wow. Okay. Those are just my personal favorites. And that's 5 out of 10 of the songs. Which means they wrote 5 songs I really liked, and I'm sure everyone else likes all the other songs, but looking at like the way they did this, they released like a song every week, roughly every week. Some were like not scattered, but like they stopped posting for like a couple weeks and then posted another one. But I think my favorite part of the story, and I was curious about how this was going to come out, because I've written I would say like roughly 800 pages or so, maybe, of like a total of three books, if you want to call it that. They're not even like physical copies, they're like on Google Docs. But I'm really interested in writing stories, and I feel like I've written something really cool in that aspect. And then when they announced this, I was like, this is interesting, because you know, I like watching TV shows and I love listening to music, so it's like this is like a perfect combination. And I will say the story got a little, for me personally, I got a little lost, because it wasn't Strange Animals. I think it was Scared to Die is where I started to get confused on where the story was going. Like from about here to here is where I got confused. And it didn't start to, I didn't pick all the pieces together until the very end. I was like, oh, this starting to make sense, because I'll just kind of explain the story if in my best. I don't know if I'm even gonna explain it right, but from my point of view. And just to start off with like Left Alone, dude, this is probably, these two together I think are my like top 2 off the album. But like, dude, like the music video, because me personally, I've never been in a real relationship with another person. It's never happened. And for our last night to put my feelings inside of two separate songs, right? And there's games I would love to like pan to be like I enjoy these moments in games. So like a game called Until Then, that game broke me. Saddest game I've ever witnessed. But there was a cool relationship building in that game between this guy and this girl, and I liked seeing the relationship build. And I know I'm going off topic here, but bear with me, I have a point. I liked seeing the relationship build, and then when the game ended, like, this guy and girl, they were moved in together, they were married, I'm assuming, and I was kind of like, there's an ending. I don't like there to be an ending when it comes to things. I like when things start, and I like if it just went all here. If it constantly went. There was no end, because that feels like an end to me. And then there's like games like Life is Strange, True Colors, where you see this relationship build from the very beginning. I wouldn't even say it ends. It kind of just keeps going. With Left Alone, starting with that song, the storytelling on that, like, dude, like, I'm not gonna click on the video, watch it, but like, because I've already seen all of them. But to just start with this, it's like the guy, I don't even know. I think it's the guy in this situation, if I'm remembering it correctly. The guy just wants to be left alone, and that's why the album's called Left Alone. Like, the guy wants to be left alone completely. Like, he wants to isolate. I relate to that so much, man, because I've been alone my whole life, and it's not fair, but like it's like I haven't found my person. I don't think I'm ever going to find my person. But that's why I relate to Son so much, because Left Alone, it's like they have put how I feel in a song like so well. It's crazy, and I don't know. Like when I was watching the video, I was hearing Son, like, oh, they've just described me in a whole little song. Because there's a song by a Citizen Soldier called Isolate, and that song, whew, like, yeah, it, like, leave me alone, basically. And that the guy in the situation just wants to be left alone, but then he meets this girl, and it becomes a thing. And then going into Tidal Wave, like, trying to remember the lyrics. This is like, I will keep you safe underneath the tidal wave. Basically, this guy and this girl, they have a relationship. They meet. It's like these two feelings in a song are how, like, like, this is how I feel currently. This is how I would love to feel, right? This song right here is how I would love to feel. I want to be with someone. I want to keep someone safe. That's how I interpret those two. Like, those two songs, I feel like it's a feeling I've already felt, that I'm currently feeling now. This is what I want to feel, and like, cause, dude, it's not even funny. Like, last night I had a dream about finding that person, and then I woke up. It was like, dude, I'm not even kidding. Like, I constantly have dreams about, like, finding love, but then it's gone when I wake up. So it's super depressing, but like, these two songs make the album for me. Like, not even going through the rest of the album, these two songs alone make the album for me. Like, you could have released these two songs only on the album, I would have bought 12 million copies. I'm just saying, man. Like, but then going into Strange Animals, this is the thing I talk about endings. I don't like when things end, and that's kind of what happened with Strange Animals. Is like, again, the storytelling on this is really good when you piece everything together. It's about them, like, fighting, and like, I think it does turn into an argument, and then like the guy ends up breaking up with the girl or something, or they get into an argument. I don't know if there's actual breakup or anything, but yeah, they basically got into an argument, and it ended things, which is unfortunate. And like, Scared to Die, I believe, if I'm remembering things right without clicking on it, I'm trying to remember the story, because I recently watched these videos. I think Scared to Die was about the girl because she was scared to die or something like that. Something like that. I don't know. I could be making that up, but like, I think a couple of these songs, like these two songs, focus on the girl, because for the most part, I mean, this one mainly focused on the guy. I think the girl was in the video too. This one focused on both of them. This one focused on both of them. This one focuses on the girl. And then Fences, I remember the lyric too. Now I'm just stuck here. Now I just sit here putting up fences, something like that. Putting up fences, like putting up barriers. I put up barriers, but like, that's why this song, I really, a lot, like, Better Than You, Version of Me and Fences are like they're super laid back songs, but they're really good, man. Like, they're really good. NPC was a weird one, but this goes back to the guy. I think, like, for what, 4 of these or 3 of these go back to the guy. NPC was a weird one, because when I saw the title on the album on Spotify here, I literally thought, like, NPC, I'm like, what a weird song title, but like, how are you gonna fit that into the story? And I was kind of I think here was where I was like, what's going on with the storytelling here? Because like, does the guy just feels like he's numb or something? Because when you think of an NPC, like, they're hollow, like, they aren't an actual. It's a it means non-playable character, meaning like you're not actually there, you know? I think that's what the point of this one was trying to get across. And then Better Than You, I relate to this song a lot, because Better Than You talks about, or paints a picture of like the guy doesn't want to end up like he doesn't want to end up like his dad, basically, or like his parents. He wants to be better than them. But it says better than you, so I'm assuming the dad. But you go back to Strange Animals, like you paint a picture, it's like he wanted to be better than his dad, but he ended up almost becoming him, or becoming him basically. And like from there, like you go into Glory. And Glory's a weird one, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. The guy with the mask gives the girl like food on a plate or something, and I was so confused. I was like, what's going on here? It's like this guy just giving this girl food on a plate or something like that. Then you go to Version of Me, and the guy is trying to be a different version of himself, but by putting on a mask. And I feel like that's not... it's not the way to go about things in a relationship, because essentially you're covering up Strange Animals. You're covering up the person you were then. And like it's like you go on a date and you're the person, like you become a different person than you normally are. Like you just change yourself entirely, which is not the way to do things. But I don't know, man. Version of Me is like, it's weird. Like he tries to be a different person that's putting on a mask, and you're still the same person underneath. Like it doesn't matter what you did to change anything. You're still the same person underneath. You can't just hide that. Like you can't just forget that Strange Animals happened. You know, like you can't just put on a mask and forget all that happened. Like this happened. And then Erase Me essentially is it's the conclusion, but these guys left it on a cliffhanger, and I'm just like, at least I think it's a cliffhanger. I don't know if they do another album. I don't know if it's gonna be, if season 2 is gonna continue the story they're telling, because clearly they've got an idea for a whole TV show here. And could you imagine if like Netflix if Netflix picked this up and they were like, let's make this a reality. Let's actually do this. But I don't know how that would go. I don't know. But Erase Me, basically, he's another version of himself, so he tries to get back with the girl. It's weird. You never know these two. You don't know their names. It's just two people. Like, it's so well done, man. I think, like, finishing this, I was like, okay, this is actually a really well done story. Like, it's a really well done story. It just is. Like, like, again, when you get to Scared to Die, it's like, well, now I'm confused. Where are we? What happened? And then you get to Version of Me, things start to make sense. So, and then Erase Me, basically, like, again, the guy who has a mask on, it's the boyfriend trying to put on a mask to hide his previous self, tries to like have a date with the girl and tries to give her flowers. She ends up like breaking, I guess the plate broke or something, or she broke the plate. I think she broke the plate in one of the other episodes. I say episodes, one of the other songs. She like broke, oh, hold on. She like broke the plate and like had a shard of it and stabs the guy and runs off. I don't want to interpret this wrong. I think this is her trying to get out of a toxic relationship or something. If I'm wrong, correct me on it, but like that's what it feels like. Although, but to start, it wasn't toxic. The guy was all alone, the girl was all alone. They like they have a relationship, but then they argue, and like the rest of the song is like in this completely new setting where like both him and her are trying to figure things out for themselves, and then it ends with them like with the girl like cutting him off basically. But I don't know, maybe season 2 is going to explain more. I don't know. I like the direction that I think this is their best album. If I'm being honest, like looking back, I loved Empire's Fall. Although I didn't realize how short that album was. I thought it was longer. I'm crazy. But those are probably some of their best songs on Empire's Fall. Let Light Overcome the Darkness was really good. That was a really good project. Even like Selective Hearing, I love that album. Even though it's 7 songs. But they're independent. But that doesn't really matter. I mean, they can make as many songs as they want, but they even though the albums are short on some of their projects, they make really good music. Like their originals are better than their covers. I'm saying that. I've said that for years, man. But people are like, "Oh, they're a cover band." They do it to make money. Hey, whatever, like, you know, whatever fuels the car, you know? But yeah, so I do think this is their best album to date. Just, it is an incredible album. A new concept too, like it's both a TV show and an album that people can listen to and watch. It's incredible. I hope for the rest of their albums they continue to do like season 2, season 3, season 4, or even do like I imagine, I don't know, is like season 2 going to be called a different album, or is it just going to be called Left? I'm assuming it's going to have a different title, but I'm wondering if this was the end of the storyline or if it's going to continue in season 2. It's really hard to say because I feel like the story was told, and does there really need to be a season 2? It's hard to say. But I'm wondering, again, I don't know the overall theme of the story, if it's on relationships. It feels like it is, but I don't know if it's all about, if every album is going to be about a toxic relationship or if it's going to be a whole new concept every season. It's hard to say. But again, man, these 2 songs made the album for me, and this isn't an album review, but even though it sounds like it is, I will do a separate little review and a whole album of the year thing, because I think this has made my album of the year. It's really good. But yeah, that's gonna be the video for today. But thank you guys for watching. If you did, as always, I appreciate it a ton, and I will see you guys in the next video. And yeah, goodbye.